Your pastures can help you lower your feed costs and at the same time also improve production. But to do that, you'll need to make sure that your livestock gets enough quality pasture. Let's discuss both the quantity and quality of your pastures. First, let's talk about pasture quantities. As you know, your livestock needs to eat anywhere between 2 to 3% of their body weight as dry matter intake every day. So you'll need to ensure that this happens. Next, let's talk about pasture quality. The quality of your pasture will depend on the type of grass you grow and the age of your grass. Grazing your pastures too early can lead to overgrazing and in turn lead to pasture degradation. On the other hand, grazing your pastures too late, after the grass stems begin to thicken and lignin gets deposited in the stem walls, can result in dry matter waste and suboptimal nutrition for your livestock. So it's essential to get the grazing timing right. Not too early and not too late. This interval will help you improve both animal nutrition as well as pasture yields. How do you ensure that you graze your pastures at the right time? By using pre-grazing covers and post-grazing residuals as your guide to make effective grazing decisions. What should be your ideal pre-grazing and post-grazing targets? To get the most out of your pasture, your pre-grazing cover should fall between 2,700 to 3,200 kgs of dry matter per hectare, season dependent of course. This target is based on a high average pasture intake of about 14 to 16 kilograms of dry matter per cow every day. This ideal pre-grazing target can help you achieve two outcomes. Firstly, this allows your cows to graze enough pasture to maintain live weight and improve production. Secondly, it also prevents overgrazing or undergrazing and allows you to achieve post-grazing residuals of around 1,500 kilos of dry matter per hectare or more. This residual level is crucial for optimum pasture regrowth. However, if your animals have lower pasture dry matter intakes than this, say around 10 kilos of dry matter per cow every day, either because they are at the end of their lactation period or because of weather conditions or something else, then you might want to set a pre-grazing target of around 2,500 kgs of dry matter per hectare. Why? Because you want your post-grazing residuals to be around 1,500 at a minimum or more per hectare. Reaching this residual level after every grazing event will mean that your pastures aren't overgrazed to the extent that it affects regrowth. But at the same time, it also means that your pastures aren't undergrazed to the extent that might lead to poor quality pastures and production. In other words, we're trying to minimize poor pasture utilization. You can find out your ideal pre-grazing cover using this simple formula. Pre-grazing cover equals stocking rate times pasture intake times rotation length plus optimum residual. For example, if you have 5 cows per hectare stocking rate, you'll multiply 5 by your average dry matter intake per cow. In this case, let's use the massive 18 kilograms of dry matter per day as our intake. So multiply 5 cows per hectare times 18 kilograms of dry matter per cow, which will equal a growth rate demand of 90 kilograms of dry matter per hectare. I know they're big numbers, right? But it's just an example. Next, let's take your rotation length into account. Let's say this is 20 days. So multiply 20 days times 90 kilograms of dry matter per hectare, which equals 1,800 kilograms of dry matter per hectare. This calculation means you need about 1,800 kilograms of dry matter per hectare to ensure that your herd at a stocking rate of 5 cows per hectare, it's a lot of cows per hectare in a grazing system, 5 cows per hectare with a 21-day rotation period gets at least 18 kilograms of dry matter per cow every day. Although we don't want our cows to graze down the pasture to nothing, do we? So we'll need to add your ideal post-grazing residual target to do this. To ensure optimum pasture recovery and regrowth, let's take a post-grazing residual target as 1,500 kilograms of dry matter per hectare. Are you following? If not, check the description below and I'll try and help you out later. Or write a comment and ask a question. So, well, when we add the 1,500 to the 1,800, we get 3,300 kilograms of dry matter per hectare required at the grazing. So for this example, an ideal pre-grazing cover needs to be around 3,300 kilos to begin grazing. Accurate pasture allocation, calculating the ideal pre-grazing cover, evaluating your livestock intake and maintaining the suitable rotation period can help you achieve your post-grazing residual target after every grazing event. Not achieving your post-grazing residual target can mean that you're either undergrazing or overgrazing your pastures. It can also mean that you have poor pasture utilization rates, which is what we're trying to avoid, yeah? Using Pasture-io to set pre-grazing and post-grazing residuals, you can access the feed wedge in Pasture-io from the dashboard when you click on Reports. Pasture-io sends you automatic pasture growth rates and helps you analyze them in a feed wedge like this. By default, your feed wedge targets your pre-grazing and post-grazing limits. Therefore, if you see any negative numbers, it's because these paddock covers fall below your post-grazing residual target. So you've got a target cover line that's set between the pre-grazing and the post-grazing, and that dynamically moves automatically for you in Pasture.io. You can use this feed wedge to get more info on your pasture cover levels, total feed available, and the impact that area has for each paddock on total feed available. You can see the Pasture.io feed wedge in 3 ways. 1, show each paddock with equal width, sorted for total cover. 2, show each paddock relative to its size or area. And 3, show each paddock relative to how much feed it has. So, analysing your pasture cover levels and total available feed can help you make effective grazing decisions. These 3 options can help you understand where each paddock is in terms of pasture cover, available feed, and the impact paddock size has on available feed. This feed wedge in turn can help you choose the suitable paddock for your next grazing event. Want to download this feed wedge? Want to print it and share this with your employees? No problem, all sorted. There's a download button right below. You can also change your pre-grazing and post-grazing targets based on your needs, and that will dynamically change throughout the season. For instance, in winter you might be pushing a high pre-grazing mark, say around the 3,300 kilos of dry matter per hectare. And then in spring, when your growth rates are faster, you might want to bring down your pre-grazing target to around 2,800 kilos of dry matter per hectare, because your pastures recover quicker and you're trying to limit reproductive growth with a cleaner pasture. Because Pasture.io gives you the pasture growth rates every day, you can use this to adjust your pre-grazing and post-grazing targets based on your needs. This will help you make effective grazing decisions that improve your pasture yields and production. This is how we help our farmers anyway, earn a 40 times return on their investment with us. Want to learn more about how Pasture.io can help you earn more profits from your pastures? Click the link in the description below to chat with us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you soon in another video. Until we meet again, happy farming.